kicking off. I'm using Zoom for this. I can't get rid of all these things on the screen. I think I can reduce that one. Right, start off, Kevin. Open up StarTools and find the Kevin. Yeah. Auto save. That's your file there, wasn't it? Auto save fits. Open. So click that to open. You can see I've already had a go at this just a minute ago. Choose the one in the middle for now. I'm assuming you're using a one-shot camera, OSC, DSLR, or whatever. Possible stacking errors. So next stage, the one on the left here, auto development. Give that a click, and it'll look. It will just go, oh my goodness, wow. It's quite a large image actually. A couple hundred megabytes, wasn't it? Just look at that and you can see there's around the edges. It's always around the edges. So we'll just keep it. And I think if we follow this route from left to right, all the way for the first few minutes, we'll be fine. We're going to bin it. Just going to stick with what it says, the default, and then I'm going to crop it around the edge. A bit more than that, I think. Voila. Keep that. That tidies up the edges. Next stage, so we've binned, cropped. Now we're just going to wipe. Push the anomalies up a bit. 4 or 5. If you've got a really bad image with loads of dust spots and whatever, you can go up a bit higher. Just have a look at the colour by pressing the one over here. Give you a rough idea of if there's any really ridiculous imbalance. But hopefully we would have wiped off the colour, the light pollution. It's bright yellow DSLR type thing. Right, there we go. So we've wiped it. Now don't go in the auto dev. We want to go into the one next to it. It says film dev, but that's fine. And redo. The easy one here. Top one, digital development, home in. Just keep pressing that for a few minutes. Well, a few goes rather. And there you go. And your image, there's lots of your camera, your telescope seems to be badly balanced, and you've got walk-in noise. You can see it. It's like straight lines. They're all going the same way, vertical. So I'm not going to go too far. If I go up, you can see it makes it even worse. The digital, so if you keep going, go back a bit, and it tames it down quite a lot, which is brilliant. So I'm going to keep that. Happy days. So I've wiped it. Blah blah. The next one I tend to go for is decon, and choose auto generate mask. Deconvolution probably won't do anything for your image whatsoever, unless you've got a really long focal length and the stars need trimming down and the background's got clutter all over it. But what it does do is creates a really nice star mask. I've always done this, I don't know why, this is one of those things. It creates a nice star mask that we can use as in our processing as we go along. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning. As we go along. And think about it, it does take a bit longer than a lot of the other modules that we run. Oh, come on. Yes, it is a bit like watching paint dry. That'll do. Just stick with the defaults for now. Bear in mind, we've got the before and after, but if you look, well, actually, no, I think the eyes are going funny. I can't see any difference. But that's not the issue. The issue is that we've now got a really nice star mask. I think it's a nice one. Ready, so now I can go into the color module. What I'm angling to do, what I tend to do most of the time, is either think about just doing the stars on their own or the background. So looking at our mask, we can go into the color module, or we'll look at our mask a minute first. Sometimes it looks too green. Don't forget, the green is what our module works on. If we press the invert button at the top, that inverts it, so it's obviously the reverse. And we can, so now if I go into the color module is going to work on the stars, just the stars. I was rather hoping I could get it to work on the background first. So I've got there's tools here, all different ones that affect. So for example, similar color, it'll go for everything, but it has got an undo button at the top. If you go, similar brightness, if I click that, it'll pick out anything that's of a similar. You can zoom in slow so that you can get to it. If I wanted just to select certain areas, there you go. So I can almost select the galaxy, which is what I'm trying to do. And one of the other options in there is grow the blob. So I can grow the blob and sort of just hit it, choose grow blob and just click on the green and it sort of makes it enlarge or shrink. Shrink blob, grow blob. Now I want to save this mask, but I'm going to invert it because what I'm trying to do is to get the color module just to work with on the background, on the black. I want to try and get that as tidy as I can. So I've created that nice mask. So now I'm going to go into the color module. It's always the exciting one, isn't it? Keep the mask, let the color, see if it'll do anything. I'm trying to clear up the background a little bit. Dark saturation, I'm going to reduce it right back. Not sure if it's done a great deal. Done a great deal of work there, so maybe when I did the develop at the top there earlier, I cleaned out as much as I was going to. I'll go back into my mask and invert it. And this time we're going to just grow that blob a little bit more. The only thing we're going to affect is the galaxy and the stars. So I'm going to keep that. Go back into the color again. Everyone does this different, but keep the mask, and now it'll work on our deep sky object. Wow, that's pretty golden. If we go into, up here it's got on max RGB, we can see where the strength and the bias of the colour is. So we can using these sliders over here, we can reduce it. That was a bit of a lucky hit, that one. Maybe a little bit more red and some green. It's going to be a balance between red and green till we get an image that we're fairly happy with. So we can reduce that gold without going wildly green. You could spend days in here messing about. The more red we hit in this particular image, whoa, the more green I get. Yellow and red. Red and yellow make green, don't they? I don't know. I'm getting some. Not too bad. So you can spend ages. You've got 3 different styles of color as well. Scientific. You should always start with that. If you get it out, you'll get it nice and pure that way. Then most of us go to artistic, detail aware. You can tone things down. You tend to start off, it'll tone it down. But this slider here, the saturation, we can just slowly move it back up until we get a balance that we're happy with, or you're happy with. It's your image. It's up to you what you want it to look like. You can see the colours here on the histogram. I don't want it to be too over, but I quite preferred it how it was at the beginning actually. Try and eke back some of that. Whoops, too far. 3 too far? It's not too bad. When we're content and we've played in here for about 3 hours, we'll say yeah, that's fine. Mask, you could clear the mask if you want now, which is that button there, and invert it, because now the whole image is green, so any processing we do will work on the whole image. You can even now go back into the color module and say I want to just have a final tweak of the whole image. Sometimes you can get a nice final balance of the stars and everything, but it does tend to come out stronger because it's starting from a higher base. So you might get a more satisfying result. So I'm not convinced this is the hottest data we've ever quite like that. So I'm going to go with that. Before and after if you remember. And you can try any of these other modules, HDR, just have a look, see if it'll affect the, it might bring out some more detail in here, and it might brighten it up. Before and after at the top there, didn't really do much, but that was revealing all. But there are these other options that you can play with. Tame, optimize, equalize. For now, I'm quite content with that. It's only a quick run through anyway. So we're not far off. This definitely looks like there's some sort of detail in there. This is where you use the mask. If I invert the mask so it's not there, I can't see anything. But we can create similar brightness. This area here looks like it's got some sort of, there's sort of lines, aren't there? Lanes even. I'll just grow that blob a little bit. Okay, I'll keep that mask. See if that has any effect when I go into HDR. See if I can harden or sharpen these bits out. A little bit. That's all I want. It's subtle. Try the optimize one. It's always quite exciting when you do this with a mask because you never know quite what's going to happen. Tease a few bits off, but the tease a few bits out even. But the mask is the key to all processing. You can see that all these lanes, we should be able to tease some more information out of those. Looks a bit better. Interesting. I'll keep that for now, but you get the drift of what we're saying here. You can also try the sharpening module. Hit next, and it will say, "Do you want to generate a mask?" I might try just using the one I've got. Keep mask as is. See what it does. I've done this before. There you go. That's made quite a bit of difference now. It's just highlighted a few. Unless that's my eyesight's going wonky. No, it didn't. It wants to use its own mask, and I'm not having it. Deep sky object. That's better. So you had to choose what it is. It's deep sky object. So I've just tried to tease out a bit of extra detail. Not too bad. The next, one of the later things is to hit the track. Apply noise reduction. Once you do this is the final. Usually it comes up with the grain size, which is pretty good, pretty near it, what you need. But if you feel that you want to make it really keep pushing the slider along, look at the background, and you'll see it, any graininess and any nasties in the background. Try and get it as clean as you can. Well, it's a personal flavour thing really as well. This takes a few seconds to do, a little while to go through its little machinations. Hopefully you should get a nice image at the end of it. As I say, I've had to do a few extra things just to try and tame that walk-in noise, tame it back a bit. Scale extraction. Even then we're not finished, it's still going to take a few minutes to, well, I binned the image, so it shouldn't take too long. But you can spend a lot of time on these images, but this is just a quick whiz bang walkthrough of what's possible. But the workflow I've done here is more or less pretty standardized. And when we finished, there we go. So we've got a fairly nice smooth background. Quite proud of that actually. We'll keep that. And the mask, we'll clear the mask, invert it so that we're going to be working on the whole of our subject, and at which stage we can either go into trying to improve the contrast. Bear in mind that it's not linear data anymore. What we're playing with is just toned it down a bit. Personally, I preferred it as it was, so I'm going to leave it. The other one we can try is a bit of sharpening. Yeah, as I was saying, it's not linear anymore. It's final process stretched image. So in this sharp one, I've just chosen auto generate your own mask. See what we get. It seems to be playing around with the core more than any of the other part of the image, so I want to leave that alone. You can try any of these modules now and see if you get that final little tweak that aids. It's very much a personal thing now. To me, that looks like it went too far. Eek. Yeah, okay. You can affect the strength. You can reduce the strength and just tool it down. There we go. You can play with it visually until you're happy. And when you're content, hit the save button, and I think I have it called STDave2. Most of the time you need to put a .tif. You have to put the file extension on the end. Save as a .tif. I'm going to overwrite the one that's there because that's a much better image. And that, my dear friend, is that. You've now saved the image as a TIFF file, which you can proudly display wherever you want. Oh, that was a bit of fun, wasn't it? Good luck.